what's in Nigeria's politics that determines that contestants have to resort to other means than the ballot box to assert their candidacy or their popularity for public office. These are some of the issues we'll be considering tonight on NTA Tuesday Live with a panel of discussants. I'd like to go straight to introduce you to our guest tonight. Let me welcome to this program Barrister Esther Uzoma, who is National Coordinator, Proactive Gender Initiative. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let me also welcome to this program Professor Tawhid Adedoja. He's a professor of education, a former Minister of Sports and Special Duties, and a former governorship candidate in Oyo State. Prof, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course, we'll be getting that angle from you, having run for political office. We'll be finding out why politicians would rather engage violence than the ballot papers. Thanks for being with us once again. Let me also welcome to this program another lawyer. He's Barrister Johnson Usman. He's a legal practitioner. Thanks for joining us here.
You're welcome.
All right. So let me acquaint you with the procedure. We always do this every Tuesday. And at the appropriate time, you can get to be part of the discussion in the studio. The various platforms will be on your screen. I advise you take advantage of them. However, for those who will be phoning in tonight, we say this every Tuesday, when your call gets through, do us a favor, turn down the volume of your TV set. Just reduce the volume. That's the way to avoid the hurlback or the echo, if you like. And the best way to know that your call is through to the studio, you'll see your name on screen. Once your name appears on screen, it means, of course, that your call is through to the studio, and you can go right ahead with your question or comment. We advise you keep it short and straight to the point so that others can also get on the platform. Whatever issues you raise, I'm certain that our guests will respond to them. So we'd like to welcome you to NTA Tuesday Live. We're talking about curbing electoral violence tonight. And we, apart from the guests who are here in our Abuja studio, we also have joining us from our Kaduna Network Center, Hajia Khadija Gambo, who's a permanent commissioner, Kaduna State Peace Commission. She joins us from our Kaduna Center. Thanks for being with us on NTA Tuesday Live tonight. Let's start off straight away. And I suppose the first question would be why violence has been associated with politics in Nigeria. But first, let's even put in context what this violence can be. Prof, we have here, has been in the field too. And why is it that violence is so prevalent in Nigerian politics?
Because of the power associated with positions in this country. Legislative provisions, being a governor of a state, being a senator, and the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. People want to get to these positions by all means. And they believe that, yeah, the ballot box is there, but there could be some other way around to get the number that they want to win election. So there is an incentive. And that incentive is provided by the candidates themselves who want to win elections by all means. So they create the environment for violence in the constituencies in which particularly they feel they may not win election.
Right.
And therefore they disrupt the system in order to provide the environment for them to carry, you know, ballot papers, ballot boxes away so that they are either not counted or they are counted in their favor. So the incentive is by the candidates themselves who want to win election by all means, at all costs.
All right. When you say there's power in political office, such as the governor, a senator, a member of the assembly, would that power also translate to economic power?
It's unfortunate that because of the poverty level of our youths in this country, our youth look for very simple way of income. And the best time is during elections, because the money is provided for voting. The money is provided to create an environment of violence among the electorate. So you now discover that rather than empowering the youth before the election, they hold back their purse and give out the money to do the bidding of the politicians, the bidding of those that are contesting that want to win election by all means.
All right. We'll come back to you in a moment, but let's go to Barrister Esther Uzoba. And you have observed elections in this country, and of course you've noticed the trend. What have you seen, and why do you think what's happening is happening?
Thank you very much. Well, okay, from Rivers State to Zamfara, from Kano to the FCT, from Imo State to Anambra, our elections are pervaded with violence. Violence is a part of human nature. Soyinka, writing in The Gods Are Not to Blame, said that the struggles of man begins at birth. People always tend to violence to achieve their aim, because this is planet Earth, this is not paradise. But it is the place of the law to elevate a standard, to raise a standard of behavior, so that whatever your tendencies are, once it falls short of the standards we have all given to ourselves, I'm not talking about the social contract, then the law will come, Lady Justice will wield her long sword. So violence, human beings tend to violence, but it is the law. Remember, we all decided to give up our powers to the, to a person. When we are forming, that is the beginning, the primordial beginnings of state. Now, having said that, do you know why violence pervades? Because our systems are porous. The violators, the actors know that they can get away with it. They know how porous our criminal justice system particularly is. A country of over 200 million, look at the mayhem that was unleashed in Kano. Where are you going to put all those perpetrators? If you say you want to, arrest them and try them, incarcerate them, where will you put them? They overwhelmed the state. Simple. So the truth of the matter is this. Beginning with our criminal justice system before the elections, we have very, very weak, slow systems. And they do not become better because the election seasons are upon us. So when it is heightened, that pressure that has been brought to bear almost crumbles the system. That is why you see policemen who are jacked by civilians. That is why you see civilians wearing camouflage, sometimes of the Nigerian army, in broad daylight, in a flagrant, vulgar manner, operating as if they are the officers of state. Because before elections, our systems were not strong enough. And further to that, it's also the flagrant, vulgar manner in which state executives control the apparatus of violence. We saw them, they call them vigilantes. State governors have security forces of their own, outside the forces of state. You see the confusion? They have, across the country, state governors under various names, they have security outfits who unleash violence on the citizens, particularly their political opponents. And it comes to a head during the elections. So that is the quagmire.
Well, you've raised so many issues. We'll examine them in further detail. But let's come to Johnson Usman and get his perspective on the issue of violence, electoral violence.
First and foremost, let me align myself with the submissions of the two speakers. Our quest for power at all costs is the genesis of violence in our system. I must get it at all costs. If it is not I, cannot be anyone else. Whether you like it or not, I must rule. That is the genesis of our problem. And it continued unabatedly